Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another meta guide for you today, and we're going to be talking about the Open Master League. So the Open Master League as well as the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition begin tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for me, I'll be participating in the Holiday Cup Ultra League Edition because I don't have the XLs for most of these legendaries. I'm getting there with some of them. But I don't raid for XLs. Just a personal choice on my end. So I only use my free passes. So that's why, I'm not going to be participating in the Open Master League, at least not this season. At some point, I'll be able to build a team and participate in it. But either way, let's go ahead and dive right into it. We have some new Pokemon that we're going to be taking a look at as well. So for the S rank, we do have Lugia top Pokemon. Of course, it's going to be a great safe swap all around, right? It's so tanky, even against Pokemon that resist its moves like Excadrill, Aerial Blast is still doing a lot. Great Pokemon. Then we have Giratina Ulted. So Giratina is a really tanky Pokemon as well. It doesn't really have a super hard hitting move. It does have Shadow Force. I feel like most trainers probably wouldn't use Shadow Force if they're running Giratina. I feel like you would probably run Dragon Claw and then Shadow Sneak. You could run Ancient Power for like Ho-Oh. But yeah, I mean, a great Pokemon. If you do run the Shadow Force, more power to you. It's going to be hitting hard. And then we have Dragonite. Dragonite, as long as it stays away from Fairy types, is looking pretty good. It has Dragon Breath or Dragon Tail, and then it has Dragon Claw and Super Power. So yeah, it has to avoid the Fairy types like the Charm uses, but if it does, it's really strong. It also has Hurricane, but I feel like most Dragonite are not running Hurricane because of the superpower. Then we have Kyurem. So Kyurem is a new Pokemon. It does have its signature move, Glaciate, so it's actually really good. We don't have a strong Ice type in the Master League, and now we do. Kyurem, I'm really happy it got its signature move. Hopefully you guys, if you're able to raid for it, if you have enough XLs, I actually have a decent amount of XLs for it. I guess last time it was around, I did it. I don't have enough to build one, but I'm getting there, so I have about 100 as of the time of this recording, which I guess is not enough, obviously, but, we're getting there, so, yeah, I mean, Kyurem, looking pretty good, really good, actually. And then we have Solgaleo. So Solgaleo is another new one. So in the Open Master League, it's going to be difficult to get a Solgaleo at level 50. Is it impossible? No, but the reason it's difficult is because everyone only got one Cosmog, and then that's why it's difficult. You're not going to have the XL candy for it. You're only going to have a few XL candy. But, Rare Candy XL has been a thing for a while now. I have, at the time of this recording, I have 127 Rare Candy XL. I'm not going to put it to Solgaleo. A friend of mine has over 200, and I know there's people that raid more than us. So yes, you could have a level 50 Solgaleo. If you happen to raid a lot. There are a lot of people that raid a lot that have 300 or more Rare Candy XL that could dump it into Solgaleo. So it is possible to battle a level 51, even though you can't raid Cosmog for the XL candy. So yeah, it is possible to have it. And it's a good typing, right? It is a steel type, it's steel psychic, so it's going to be resisting dragon attacks. Fire Fang, going to be pretty good move. Obviously dragons, are going to be resisting it, but Fire Fang is going to be doing well against, against the Dialga because it's a steel typing, and of course you're resisting the dragon damage, so it's going to be doing well against that. You're going to be resisting the play rough from Zacian. So yeah, it's a pretty good Pokemon, really powerful, really bulky, really strong. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I evolved mine into Solgaleo, so whenever the time comes and I do participate in Master League, I'm sure I will use Solgaleo at some point in the future. I'm sure we'll be able to raid Cosmog eventually. Maybe it'll be an elite boss, who knows. And then we have Zacian. Of course, Zacian is good. It has Snull and Quick Attack. Both moves are good. Quick Attack got a buff last season, so yeah, going to be really strong. I personally have always liked the moveset Wild Charge in close combat, but you could run Play Rough as well. I mean, it all depends on the team and what you feel comfortable with. Okay, so that's going to be the S rank. Moving on to the A rank, we have Meloetta. So in the Master League Classic, when that was a thing, they are retiring the Classic versions, but when that was a thing, Meloetta, pretty good Pokemon. It's really insanely tanky, and of course it is resisting, it's a normal type, so it's resisting those ghost types from Giratina Origin, and Giratina Origin is pretty common, so yeah, I mean, pretty strong, pretty bulky, able to take hits. I lost to a Meloetta in the past. Did I just mention that? Maybe I did. I don't know. But either way, it's a really, really strong Pokemon. Then we have Mewtwo. Of course, Mewtwo is a great Pokemon. Mewtwo is pretty frail, but it hits hard. Now, everyone's running Psystrike, but you could run different movesets. You could run it with Shadow Ball, Double Legacy. You could run it with Focus Blast. You could run it with Ice Beam. I've even seen it with Flamethrower, so it really depends on your team, I guess. But Mewtwo can have a bunch of different moves, so really strong Pokemon. Then we have Groudon. So Groudon has Mud Shot and Dragon Tail. If you go with Dragon Tail, you're going to be able to hit Pokemon like Dragonite or Flyers. But if you go with Mudshot, you won't be able to, but Mudshot charges energy really fast. So yeah, really strong Pokemon. Then we have Giratina Origin. Of course, Giratina Origin hits really hard. Altered is the bulkier one. Origin, not as bulky, but it hits really hard with Shadow Ball. Then we have Dialga. You all know Dialga. Dialga's been around since Season 1. But yeah, I don't think it's as good as it was because it does have a lot of answers. It's still really good, but it's not in the S tier because it's not as good, I feel like, as it once was. But still really strong, of course. Then we have Yveltal, so Yveltal with the Snarl, with the Foul Play, and then you could either go Hurricane or Focus Blast. I think the most common moveset is Focus Blast. Some people like Hurricane to catch the Fairy types off guard, like Zacian or Togekiss. But, you know, I think Focus Blast is probably the most common moveset for the Steel types. Then moving on to the B ranking, we have another dragon. We have Zekrom. So we have Zekrom, another strong dragon type user. Dragon Breath, really powerful there. Zacian with the Quick Attack. Zacian was not a thing until last season, but because Quick Attack got a buff, it does have play now. Yeah, it's really good. It gets to its moves fast. It has heavy hitting charge attacks. It doesn't really have a bait move. That's the only downside to Zacian, but it has heavy hitting charge attacks. Maybe they'll update it in the future and they'll make it even better. Then we have Ho-Oh with Incinerate, Sacred Fire, and then Brave Bird, I think is the moveset. It also has Earthquake, but I think trainers are running Brave Bird and Sacred Fire probably the way to go. Yeah, I mean, definitely a strong one. Really tanky, right? And then we have Palkia. So Palkia is another strong one. It gets to those. It has Dragon Tail, and then it gets to those Aqua Tails really fast. And of course, it has a heavy hitting Draco Meteor attack. So looking pretty good. Then we have Metagross. So Metagross, a lot of types has been seen in the Premier Cup, Premier Classic, which is not going to be a thing again next season, but I believe it is a thing this season. We'll talk about that in a later video once that cup comes around. But no, it's still a good Pokemon. It's going to be doing well against like the Dialga, of course, because you're going to be resisting the dragon attacks. Even against Kyurem now, because Kyurem is a thing. It's going to be doing really well against Kyurem. It does well against Mewtwo, unless Mewtwo has Shadow Ball, because it's double resisting Psystrike. It's a really strong Pokemon there. Then we have Zarude. So Zarude is looking pretty good. I like Zarude. Zarude is another one that's going to be difficult unless you get to level 50. Yes, it's been around for a while, so maybe you can get there. But again, same with Solgaleo. If you happen to have those XL rare candies, if you're a hardcore raider, excuse me, I can't speak today. A hardcore raider, you probably have those XLs. But you might not have a good IV1. I have a 12-12-12, which I built, but you know, it's not a good IV1. Hopefully they bring it to Elite Raids. I would love to raid this one. But no, it's really strong. It does well against Kyogre, which used to be really big. I still think Kyogre's good, but probably not as good. It does well against Giratina, obviously resisting all of Giratina Origin's attacks, right? It does have to watch out now for the Solgaleo and the Kyurem, the two new Pokemon. So it does have to watch out for those. But yeah, going to be decent. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the other options. We do have Gyarados with Dragon Breath. Could be another option for you. We have better Dragon Breath users than Gyarados, but you know, it's an option if you don't have it. We have a couple Landorus. They're different, right? But you know, with Mudshot, getting to the moves fast. They both have Mudshot, able to get to the superpower with one of them, able to get to Rock Slide with the other one. Stone Edge, I think Landorus. Therian form, Landorus T has the Stone Edge, and I think it has Stone Edge as superpower, and the Incarnate form has Rock Slide. I would say the Therian form, Landorus T, is a little bit better, but yeah, both of them pretty solid. I've battled them quite a bit. also used the Landorus T before as well. Then we have Snorlax. Snorlax is also always a great safe swap. Not too many fighters in this meta, right? We don't see many fighters. Obviously, the Zacian was close combat, but I'm talking about like counter users. There could be some like Machamp and Conkeldurr there. I haven't put them on here, so that you might see some, but not too much. Then we have Buzzwole. Speaking of counter, I said we don't see counter users too much. Buzzwole has counter, so Buzzwole might be a thing. So Snorlax does have to watch out for that, I guess. I mean, Lunge is a good move, able to debuff your opponent. Obviously, superpower, very strong. Counter, of course, is strong as well. A great fast move. And then we have Garchomp. Garchomp with the Mudshot or Dragon Tail, whichever moveset you prefer. Earth Power. It has Sand Tomb. It has Outrage. It really depends. Do you want to go with the bait move, or do you want to go with double nukes? You could go with either one. Either moveset. And then we're going to see Kyogre. So Kyogre is another really strong Pokemon. It got Surf. Actually got Surf a while ago, but I remember when they added Surf to it. So pretty good Pokemon. Waterfall. I mean, the dragons are all resisting it. Obviously, Blizzard would like almost KO, or if not KO, one of those dragons. So I don't know. Kyogre's good. Kyogre's good. It's not. I don't think it's like top tier. It is really good though. It used to be really strong. Still is. I mean, obviously it's going to do well against the ground types, but. Yeah, great Pokemon. Great Pokemon. Then we're going to move on to Mamoswine. So we do have Mamoswine to talk about, of course. Mamoswine going to be a pretty decent Pokemon for this meta. With the Powder Snow and Avalanche getting to the moves. I mean, doing well against... I mean, doing super effective damage towards Lugia, the Dragon types, right? So yeah, I mean, not bad. It also has Bulldoze. Then we have Togekiss as a Charm user. So of course, if you're looking for Charm, Charm was nerfed this season. Still really strong, but it was nerfed. Then we have Excadrill. Excadrill is really frail, but it's going to be doing well against a lot of popular picks like Lugia. It has to watch out for Solgaleo, but I guess it's going to be super effective damage towards Kyurem. Super effective damage, obviously, against Dialga, right? So yeah, I mean, pretty good Pokemon. We'll definitely see this one. Kommo-o is another dragon type. It's not as good as some of the other dragons, so I don't know how often you'll see this. Probably not too often. And then Florges as another fairy type, a non-charm user with Fairy Wind, and then Moonblast, and what is it? It's not Dazzling Gleam. What is the other move that Florges has? I've used it myself. Not in the Master League. In the I used it in the Master League Premier Classic. The Summon Voice. Okay, so yeah, I mean, pretty good Pokemon. Obviously, Metagross is going to do well against it, and I think Metagross is really good, but either way, that's going to be the Master League for you. Let's go ahead and move on to the solid team options. The first team was created, I believe, by Throw Technical several seasons ago, but it's still a solid team, I think, till this day. We do have the Palkia. Of course, Palkia going to be doing well against the new Pokemon, right? Like the Solgaleo and like the Kyurem, if you happen to see it, because you're double resisting Fire Fang. Actually, you are taking super effective damage from Dragon Breath, so, but you're also dishing out super effective damage as well. But yeah, I still think it's a great team. Before Throw Technical was not running Quick Attack, because Quick Attack was not buffed when he built this team, I don't think, so Snarl was the move. You could go Quick Attack, and then Metagross obviously doing well against the fairy types like Zacian. Zacian's still going to be a big threat, I think, so I think this is looking to be a pretty good team, although the backline, I guess, does have to watch out for Solgaleo, but again, Palkia can handle Solgaleo, but I don't think you'll see it much, because you need those XL Red Candies to build one. The next team, we do have Ho-Oh in the lead, really tanky with Dialga and Giratina. So pretty much Dialga being a good safe swap. I think it's a pretty good safe swap. And yeah, if Ho-Oh wins the lead, that's really good. And I think this is a pretty solid team. I think Giratina Origin is a great closer. It does have to avoid some Pokemon, like, for example, the Kyurem, and I think we will see Kyurem. It also has to avoid other Dragon Breath users like Dialga. But, you know, the Shadow Ball is heavy hitting if you can get an energy advantage. Looking pretty good. Has to avoid Meloetta, but either way, I think it could be a pretty good team. Then we're taking a look at a double Dragon Breath team with Kyurem and Zekrom, and then Solgaleo in the lead. So if you happen to be one of the lucky few that have a Solgaleo at level 50, more power to you. Backline, what is it going to struggle against? It's going to struggle against Pokemon like Excadrill, obviously, whereas Solgaleo going to be doing super effective damage with that Fire Fang. And yeah, I mean, looking pretty good. I guess you could add Dialga over Zekrom if you want, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. I guess, yeah, you could do that. Obviously, Solgaleo is also going to be weak to Excadrill being Drill Run, but you're just doing so much damage, your shield probably could farm down. Metagross will be a threat if you had the Dialga on the team over Zekrom, because the backline is going to kind of struggle against Metagross, right? But you do have that Solgaleo with the Fire Fang. And then another team we have Zacian with Quick Attack. And then you could run Snarl, but Quick Attack I like Snarl as well, but I'm just saying. Then Lugia as a great safe swap, and then Groudon. Now you could go Mudshot or Dragon Tail. Because Lugia has Dragon Tail, I'm leaning towards Mudshot, but yeah, I mean, pretty powerful team there. And then we have Excadrill in the lead for another team with Dialga and Lugia. Both Dialga and Lugia, I think, are pretty safe swaps. Lugia is probably a little bit better, so I'd probably safe swap the Lugia if you have to. But yeah, if you happen to run into a bad lead with Excadrill, I think safe swapping is looking pretty good. It's the Lugia. And yeah, I mean, Excadrill is a great Pokemon. It really is. And then the final team here, we have Dialga in the lead, we have Giratina, and we have Mewtwo. Mewtwo has been a good safe swap as well. So yeah, let me know what you think of these teams. Let me know what team you plan on using. Are you playing the Holiday Cup, Ultra League Edition, or the Open Master League? Let me know that as well in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. And thank you so much for all the support on the channel recently. I really do appreciate that. Have a good day. Bye.